one of our YouTubers, Dr. Gonzo, who, incidentally, I think, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sort of 97% sure, is also a member of the Free Psychic Readings group on Facebook. So I'll probably just post a link of this video to there, just in case. I usually post the odd link anyway, regardless. So Dr. Gonzo, in a bit of a bad situation at the minute, hasn't said why. I don't usually do readings for people who just say, I'm in a bad situation, blast off, suicidal, I don't know what to do, I think I'm going to jump, because he doesn't say why. If you're calling for help, it doesn't say what you want help with. You know, like if you want guidance with something, you usually say what it is you want guidance about, don't you normally? But I thought just in this particular case, we'll give it a go and see what comes of it. It's not that it can't be done, it's just that I don't like doing it because it doesn't address any particular issue as such, and you can't get the best out of the cards or whatever tool you're using to get an answer. So you can't get the best answer, so he doesn't provide the best help, does he? But anyway, as we shuffle the cards, we just say, I ask for the truth on behalf of Dr. Gonzo over there on YouTube, and I think the Free Psychic Readings group on Facebook. I think. But regardless of that, we ask for the truth on behalf of Dr. Gonzo over there on YouTube. We ask for the truth on behalf of Dr. Gonzo concerning this bad patch that he's in at the moment. And we ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And then we just cut the deck there for you, Dr. Gonzo. And then what we'll do is we'll just move it to the side over here, and then we'll deal out 3 cards. In this particular case, it's a past, present, future spread. But in this particular past, present, future spread, the past is the recent past. So it's about 3 or 4 weeks or so ago. I say that because I always go a moon phase behind and then a moon phase ahead, which is the immediate future, isn't it? With Dr. Gonzo here right now at present, in the middle somewhere thereabouts anyway. So we'll just arrange these nice and neatly just so you can see them there. And then the first card we pull out, of course, is the recent past. This is Dr. Gonzo and what he was doing over the past 3 or 4 weeks or so. This might give an idea to why Dr. Gonzo's in a bit of a mess at the moment, and it looks as though that's quite clear there, isn't it? The hourglass, the energy of the hourglass, just indicating that time has been of the essence. You've been against the clock. You've been having to do something against the clock. Somebody said, do this by then or else. I get a funny feeling as though there may have been sanctions involved or something of that nature, in the sense of there's punishment or some repercussion if you don't get it done by a certain time. And you've been finding it difficult to get something done. And as the sands of time run low, just up on top there, panic stations start, and well, we know what that's about, don't we? I want to see what, or you do anyway, certainly. Let's see what presently is going on. Let's see how this has affected you presently, because the cards never lie, though. So let's see what the energy there is. And it looks, yes, things have got worse for you. Darkness looms on the horizon now for you, Dr. Gonzo. The raven, the energy of the raven, just indicating there that whatever happened, it doesn't look as though you made it on time. Or whatever this is, it doesn't look as though you made it on time, and it looks as though things are going from bad to worse. And it makes you often wonder, doesn't it, what did I do wrong? Is by merely existing, is that what I did wrong? Especially here in the UK, where the most vulnerable in society, their existence is to blame apparently for the banking crisis. It's not the bankers apparently who are to blame for a banking crisis in 2008. It's the most vulnerable in society, the bedridden and the people who can't wipe their own arse and feed themselves. Apparently they are to blame for the banking crisis. So maybe if you're in a situation similar to that, not that situation but similar, where whatever's happening to you is happening to you through no fault of your own, and I get this sort of feeling as though that's what it is, as though you're some sort of victim in something there. But remember, the raven, of course, yes, is the only animal spirit that speaks, but also carries the soul from darkness into the light. Let's see if that light is around the corner, or does darkness still loom on the horizon? What form does that darkness take? Oh, there you've got the chalice, and the chalice just indicates fulfilment and rejuvenation in some way, shape or form. Usually the chalice on the altar, especially the witch's altar, the chalice symbolises the womb of the goddess, doesn't it? And of course the athame, or the witch's blade, goes inside the chalice as if to bring male and female together for the happiness of both. And then you bless the wine, of course, and then of course whatever. But in this particular scenario, it's seen to be in some form linked to rejuvenation, fulfilment, and of course it's to do with water, isn't it? In the tarot, the cups, or the chalice, or whatever you want to call it there, the cups is linked to the element of water, which is to do with feelings, to do with emotions and things like that. And of course water flows, doesn't it, like time, and that's why water is to do with time, the spirits of the west, where the sun sets and I suppose passes another day, in that sense, or sort of foretells or depicts then the passing of another day. And in that sense, time is the healer. So maybe there's healing ahead in some form or other, or restoration, rejuvenation. Maybe this period of darkness you'll start coming out of rather rapidly between now and this time next month. Maybe since the time you asked the question, of course, may have been a while ago, so maybe this may well have fulfilled itself anyway, and we probably just might be a bit too late, but it's never too late to just check on it anyway, just to make sure. But this is, of course, for between now and this time next month, so around about now, the 22nd of February to about the 22nd of March there. I want to pull another card here, Dr. Gonzo, just to see what your I suppose you could say around about April, the financial year, the new financial year, and what that's about, if that may bring anything. Yes, in the sense of just perseverance brings rewards. The element of the sun there is classed as an element in this particular deck of fortune cards, just indicating there that the element of fire, of course. Notice the sun god Ra, the Egyptian sort of feel to it there, which probably brings something from ancient Egypt into the equation. I don't know, but certainly it seems, and when I'm looking at that, it appears to be going around in a circle, as if to depict the cycle of life or something like that. Of course, the sun in the tarot deck is more about companionships and things like this, but you shouldn't really get mixed up between that and this particular deck, how the energy's been used here. So it would appear as though between sort of now and April, it's rejuvenation and fulfilment, leading to some feeling of reward overall into April, the new financial year there. But of course, you've got to keep at it. You've got to literally persevere. You've got to keep at it. And of course, if at first you do not succeed, you try again. So maybe, although you were working against the clock just recently, and that brought darkness, brought darkness on the horizon right now for you, nevertheless, with whatever it is that's brought rejuvenation and fulfillment, maybe your spirit guide or your spirit guardian watching over you, maybe it's Raven carrying you out of the darkness into the light and protecting you there. Although Raven is a bird, so the bird people, they guide because they're thought to carry the messages from the heavens to the earth. So maybe through guidance and good advice, you will persevere using that guidance. Like in the UK, for example, we have something called Citizens Advice Bureau. It's like a free advice service, sort of like legal advice or any advice where you need something official dealing with. They'll help you go through it. You still have to do it yourself, but they'll help you and help you fill in forms and things like that. And in that regard, it's that sort of thing. I don't know whereabouts you are, but maybe you've got a similar sort of thing there that may be able to help, a similar group or organisation or whatever, or even government body, I don't know. But with that, it seems as though, of course, perseverance will bring rewards up to April. And of course, the sun god Ra will be there helping you and bringing the energy of that. The sun, of course, is energy and fire, because energy, the sun anyway, in a way, fire and energy together, because where the sun transits the meridian at midday is thought where it's supposed to be at its most energetic point, and that's why fire is linked to the sun and the spirits of the south. So maybe the most energetic point of this situation that you're in may be due south. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just sort of surmising, really. I'm thinking too hard. So with that, don't let's think too hard, don't let's work too hard, because when we rush, accidents happen, and when we think too hard, sometimes we can think things outside the box and they're just totally irrational, and that can lead to more problems, can't it? So with that, Dr. Gonzo, all the best for you, and a happy YouTubing and Facebooking if you are doing. And for now, for you, these cards have spoken.